world today is very divided. I mean, that's putting it mildly. This is probably the most tense time in Western politics we have seen outside of wartime. There has never been so much animosity from those of different sides of the political aisle. Both the left and the right think they're the righteous path and the other is an evil spawn of Satan, or the blue-haired non-binary atheist equivalent version of Satan. And there is genuine hatred and ill will felt from the left towards the right and vice versa. This is particularly prevalent in America, where the person you vote for is essentially boils down to whether or not you deserve, rights as a human being or not. I mean, that's how people view it. But this political divide is definitely present in other countries as well, but mainly it's most prevalent and best encapsulated within the US. So with all this anger and fear being spread in the media and in politics, wouldn't it make sense for a group of artists to work together tirelessly to make bodies of work that speak to people on a human level, rather than superficial social and political beliefs, in order to create a sense of unity and togetherness? Nah, fuck that. How about we just pander? It always seems strange to me to try and make a political statement in any form of art, but especially in cinema. With songs, it's obviously obnoxious, but the songs are usually over in a couple of minutes. However, films are usually hours long. I get those creatives, people want to be able to express themselves and the things they believe in through their chosen medium. And when it's done correctly, it can lead to great films spreading a great message. But the truth is, no matter what political message you're going to try and spread within your movie, it's always going to be disliked by one side of the political aisle. Take a movie like The Sound of Freedom, which was being talked about a while ago. Now, this movie actually it has almost nothing to do with politics at all. And none of the substance or plot lines really revolve around politics in any way. But with a cover like that and the word freedom in the title, it's always going to be construed as a conservative film. And this causes a larger population of people to deliberately avoid watching the film and talk about how terrible the film is. And when the narrative that a film is bad is started to circulate, most people choose to hate on it, even without seeing it. And those who do watch it do so with the sole purpose of trying to find any flaws that they can expose and blow them out of proportion to appease their audience. This happens constantly with any film that has a certain element that could be perceived as political in some way. So with the knowledge that having a political bias in a film, no matter which way it leads, will always lead to alienating one potential audience, why do some filmmakers and studios still decide to have a political agenda in their films? And the answer is to start controversy. If the internet has taught us one thing over the years, is that if you really want attention, cause controversy. Doing outrageous, borderline illegal things and posting it on the internet is always going to have a longer lasting impact on viewers than just creating good content. The same sort of logic applies to making art. If you make a movie and in that movie have a heavy left-leaning agenda, your film is going to be talked about way more than other movies. Aside from obviously the huge IPs that are always going to be coming out every year. We can look at the latest Little Mermaid movie as an example of this. Now, I'd be lying if I said I cared about this movie and the decisions that went into making it. I'm a 21-year-old man. I'm not spending my time watching Disney films about princesses. But there were a lot of people discussing the decision to cast a black woman to play Ariel. Now, Ariel is a character that in all other iterations has been white. So the conservative argument was she was a white character to begin with, making her black seems unnecessary and pandering. And the liberal argument was the black community need more characters to relate to and more representation, so we made Ariel black. It's not a big deal. Now, I'm not going to pick a side in this, partly because, much like my criticisms of Hollywood, I don't want to alienate part of my audience, but mainly because I just really couldn't give less of a shit. But this controversy that Disney intentionally caused by changing the race of a widely popular character helped to get more people talking about the movie. And yes, this race swap may have stopped conservatives from watching the movie, but it made those on the other side of the political spectrum so much more likely to watch it, and maybe even watch it multiple times as a show of support from whatever message they're trying to spread. Even when a person intentionally makes a piece of art for one specific audience, if you can do it in a way that generates more spite and anger from the other side, it will most likely end up making your film or show more popular, or at least infamous, than if it had just never been political in the first place. And sure, maybe this pandering and animosity to those from the other perspective may perpetuate the deep political and cultural divisions within the Western culture, pushing us gradually closer to a societal collapse. But on the other hand, it may help make a bunch of very rich people even more stupidly rich. And isn't that the point of art, especially in this liberal world that we live in today? In all seriousness, there is a way to discuss politics in media. I mean, after all, politics is one of the biggest things in the world, if not the biggest. So it would be unreasonable to try and say that people in cinema should never commentate or reference it politically at all. I'm just saying that I think there's a right way to do it. I think if you can toe the line between both sides and respect both viewpoints, or disrespect both viewpoints, that's when it works best. Take a shot at The Boys, for example, with a new series coming soon, by the way, which I will have a video on. The Boys make a lot of tongue-in-cheek political references that apply to the real world. They don't make it overly pandering or pretentious, and they do this by making these jokes and references about both sides of political art, rather than just demonising one side and praising the other. I guess the overall message is to include all audiences from all walks of life in your art. Don't isolate and belittle people. Not only will your art receive more viewership and praise, but it will also show your integrity as an artist and as a person, because you're trying to create unity with your art rather than division, which is the point of life. We want community and togetherness. We want to bring everyone together from all walks of life. Or you could just ignore what I said and do whatever the fuck you want because it might make you more money. Who knows? But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and perspectives. This is a very sort of, not controversial, but insightful topic. I'd like to know what you guys think. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more content on the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.